Hi, Dave here, Dave's Vintage Baseball Cards. Uh, we're all familiar with the 19th century cards, the old Judges, a smaller issue that came out later on, 1895 for baseball, 1894 for football, the Mayo cut plug tobaccos. These are nice black and whites with sepia tone images, plain black back. Anyway, I wanted to show you some of these cards and talk a little bit about the Mayo cut plugs.
Okay, so we're talking about the Mayo Cut Plug Tobacco cards. You see some images of some of the baseball, the 1895 N300s. There's 48 cards in that set. Now I'm combining the football in with this presentation also. It's a 35 card set of Ivy League players, 1894 issue, the N302s, but we'll get into those later. So the first guy you see up here, Buck Ewing. I show his card. He has a card with Cincinnati or Cleveland. That's the Cleveland card. And you notice that I've also included a card, an old Judge card of his also. And we moved Ed Delahanty and one of his 5 old Judge poses. Here's Dan Brothers. He can be found on a couple of different teams. And there's an old Judge cabinet of him. So what I've done with some of these players from the Mayo Cut Plugs, I also was able to show an issue of the old Judge card in this particular case, with Wilbert Robinson, his cabinet card, and here with John Ward, captain from New York, an old Judge portrait card. So as we go through these, I put some of the bigger names and Hall of Famers up front here so you can take a look at them. It's kind of a fun set, not nearly as large as the old Judges. There's, as I said, only 48 cards here. Blank back, same as the old Judges. Here's Cap Anson there. Cap Anson cabinet portrait there also. They're painted black. Kind of a neat issue. Like I say, you don't see them very often. Not quite as much demand for these as the old Judges, just because it's a smaller issue. But anyway, you can take a look at these. Here you have Nash tagging Radbourn. Radbourn being just a horse, old Haas Radbourn. He was a 300-game winner back in the 1800s. And they're just kind of cool cards to look at, so I thought I would put together a little presentation. You can check out the differences between these Mayo Cut Plug tobacco cards and the old Judge counterparts that they had. Now, of course, these cards, as I indicated, these are printed in 1895. The old Judges started in 1886 with the Browns champions, and then 1887, 1888, and 1889 they continued to print them, and then they kind of died down in 1890 as the Players League came into existence, and you come up with some pretty rare old Judge cards there, the National League, the NL cards, and the PL cards, which are worth looking for. We have some of these on the website right now. I might point out that on the Mayo Cut Plug baseball cards, if you're interested in any of these, we've got them at listed prices, but we're giving 20% discount off of those prices. And of course, we'll give you free shipping as well. If you have a collection of these, we're always interested in talking to you about buying them or possibly selling them for you on consignment. It's not a real fast mover. Obviously, I'm offering 20% off of my prices, but there's always interest in these cards if they're priced right, because there's a lot of 19th century collectors that would like to have these. Now here's a picture of Edgar Allan Poe's, I think, nephew, Poe, and these here are a few of the football cards from the Ivy League teams, such as Harvard, Yale. There's a couple of others in there. And as you might imagine, these are quite early, and we have these listed up on the website also, and we'll give you a discount on these football cards as well. It's nice to have for a type collection. Anyway, come on down and visit our site. We're waiting for you here at Dave's Vintage Baseball Cards, and you can take a look at these cards and let us know if we can help you out with any of them. Thanks for looking at the video we have, and I hope you enjoyed the show. We'll see you soon at Dave's.